What is up? It is Thursday Thoughts here, and I actually hit the right button. Oh, my God. John, here you there. Thanks for dropping by for SDH AM. Always as a bit of a public service, go ahead and if it's available to you, go ahead and listen to Jason's Morning Espresso. And he tries to keep it to about 10 minutes, but this time of year, not so much because of everything going on, and there's a lot going on. And so catch up with Morning Espresso. That'll start your day. That'll get you here into SDH AM, where we'll take deeper dives and information and spend a lot more time on a lot more things. But start your day with the Morning Espresso. Come over here to SDH AM, and then you're off and running for the rest of your day. And thanks for accessing us however you do so, large device or small across the board. Here's the rundown for today. It's a Thursday, so we know what that means. It means that hour number one is you and me. Our number one right now is you and me, and we get to figure out what in the wide world of sports is going on. And there's some reports with transfers. There's news, if you want to call it that. So we'll go through all the reports. We will get the update with what's going on with Emmanuel ATLUTD and find out what's going on with our friends at T-Side Live and the Gazette, because they had a fan poll. And we know how dangerous those can be sometimes. So we'll let you know what happened with that. We'll let you know what T-Side Live and the Gazette are finding out about transfers, possible locations for ATLUTD, and we'll update you on that as we go. There's a lot of transfer news. There's a lot of transfer reports that are out there. Folks going from point A to point B, trying to figure out, okay, am I going here? Am I going here? Is my favorite player going here? And also, all these kinds of things. So we'll go through all the news. We'll go through Champions League and let you know what happened there yesterday. It was a little dodgy at times for those of you that were following Team 25 going in. But Team 25 did make it. They did win at home. And their matchup, it's going to be a challenging one. So we'll see what happens there. But we'll go over Champions League yesterday. We'll go over the news of the day. Go over the reports that are going on, find out what the latest is with ATLUTD. 10 o'clock starts hour number 2, and that's the Power Hour. We catch up with our buddies Nino and Niko. And with Nino, I'm going to kind of hold the Arthur Cabral discussion to hour number 2 because of Nino's time that he spends in the Portuguese Liga. I want to find out the kind of player Cabral is. I want to find out what Nino's thoughts are on the possibility that Cabral could come to the United States. So, like I said, it'll be kind of like an Arthur Cabral informational packet. And so we'll have that at 10 o'clock with our buddy Nino Torres from Gold TV. 10:30, 10:35, last half hour of the show, we'll go through Major League Soccer, find out what's going on the Western side of things with our buddy Nico Moreno, and get you through the day there. And then tomorrow is wide open madness. So anybody that, and what I'll traditionally do is I'll send out a note, basically short of 9:30, where if there's an individual who recently had a birthday that was showing off a particular jersey with a particular name on the back that was new, we'll ask him about that. We'll ask him how he got it first and foremost. And then he didn't have any complaints from the Fanatics folks, the Fanatics folks. Shows you where my brain is. The Fanatics folks about personalizing it early with a player. Because, and I'll get into opening kickoff here in just a second, and it has to do now with that particular topic. Literally, I was trying to figure out what to do with opening kickoff. Now I know what I'm going to do with opening kickoff. But we'll see if that individual who just recently had another trip around the sun will be the one that's joining us while Greg Garza is touring the planet, helping out Major League Soccer and getting players acquainted with one another and their ideas and their thought patterns and their days to day. But if that particular individual pops up at 9:30, we'll discuss things with him. We'll get into the discussion about Birmingham, everything else going on. And remember that we will be at Monday night on Saturday night in Birmingham after the match. Madison Cruz and Al Run Point for the post game. Looks like we're going to have some participation from the Legion. Looks like our buddy Kaylor Hodges is going to be there. We can talk USL Championship and Legion and everything else going on there. So plenty to discuss on Saturday night at Monday night after Atlanta United takes on Birmingham Legion. That will be on website only. ATLUTD.com/live. Mike and Jason will have the call for you there. So that's the layout of the show. And that's where we are right now. Obviously, sending our love to everyone associated with the awful accident that happened last night in Washington, D.C. So everyone in Wichita, and they're holding their press conference right now. Everyone in the D.C. area, the airlines, military, everyone that's attached to that, we obviously send our love and love and most warmest vibes to all of them, as we always do. All right, opening kickoff, brought to us by our friends at Kickoff Coffee and kickoffcoffeeco.com. I do not have a QR code yet. It's going to take some how do we phrase magic to get it all figured out, but it will be intriguing nevertheless. And we also have from our friends at Sportico that we'll get into in addition to all the news. The valuations are out from Sportico on Major League Soccer franchise values. And I know it'll shock you to find out that they've increased. But like I said, we'll get into that too as we go. All right. Opening kickoff brought to us by our friends at Kickoff Coffee and kickoffcoffeeco.com. There is no QR code because I've yet to figure out how to get it here and have it not break everything that I'm trying to piece together. So go to Kickoff Coffee and kickoffcoffeeco.com. And then when you check out and when you've bought the whole store, you can buy the whole store at 15% less by using the code SoccerDownHere15. 15% off your purchase. They in turn take 10%, reinvest it in youth games, youth initiatives that they have had earmarked. Our friends at Kickoff Coffee and kickoffcoffeeco.com. Abby, I've got to figure out how to load it. Abby, and Abby with the gazillion-dollar question, as she always is. I'm mirrored. Oh, crap. I am mirrored. Darn it. Hang on. I'm mirrored. How did I get mirrored all of a sudden? Okay, hang on. All right, there we go. Back to normal. There's like settings and things. I know. Thank you, Tom. Anyway, all right. So what happened to the QR code? I'm still trying to learn the software. And as you know, so far that we have done things that it is me hitting a button and breaking something in this new format because we're using a new distributor. It's a little different in trying to get things done. I have to figure out. No, thank you, Fort Card. Yes, Happy Mirror Thursday. Thank you. I've still got to figure out a lot of this stuff that I don't break and completely intake all of it's not a technical issue, Abby. It's a John issue. So I don't know if you want to call it a technical issue, just call it a John issue. Otherwise, a day that ends in Y. So I've got to figure out how to load it and make sure that I don't break everything in the settings and send everything down rabbit holes and then have to reconstruct everything for like the 98th day in a row. So that is what that's what I'm dealing with, is trying to figure out how not to break things. So that's where we are with, yes, absolutely true. Yes, because of technology, it is a John issue. Absolutely true. All right. So opening kickoff. And like I said, there are some days when I'll have an idea about what's going on. It'll be something overseas, and it might be stupidity down here or something like that. But literally, as we were discussing what was going on, whatever I was going to do for the opening kickoff, I threw it away. Now, I don't know how many of you buy the personalized jerseys, and it doesn't matter what sport. And you want to get an athlete's name on the back of your jersey and things like that. And it's a normal thing. One of the things that irks me more than anything else, that as a fan of a particular club, you can't always get the player that you want in a personalized jersey. And I don't know what the reason is. I don't know what silliness is attached to it. But there are a lot of times where if there is a particular athlete that you want to memorialize for whatever reason, and the more, and the more obscure would be something, something in that vein. You can't do it, and it's annoying. like I said, I don't know how many of you want to get a personalized baseball jersey of like your really obscure favorite baseball player. I mean, like if it was the Braves and if it was like Biff Pocoroba or something like that. What I'm going to do is I am going to, just for the sake of argument, I'm going to go, and apparently today it's free shipping at the baseball the baseball place. So the baseball shop. So I'm going to go shop by team. And 4Card says if I'm getting it personalized, I'm only putting my name on it, which is completely understandable. If players leave, I'm not leaving. And I completely and totally get that. But I mean, if there was like a player who was, your favorite player, regardless of era, and you wanted to get a personalized jersey of that particular player. Currently, just as an idea, they have trending players and things like that. If I wanted to get, say, all right, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to get a personalized jersey, and I want to try, and this is not helping, but anyway, in years past, okay, so your name and a jersey. Okay, so here we go. For $200, you can currently get your favorite Atlanta Braves player at the shop that is attached to Major League Baseball. So if I wanted to, just as a bit of homage to the past, if I wanted to get a jersey that had a particular name attached to it, like if I wanted to get the Andy Messersmith, and this is a real reach here. If I wanted to get the Andy Messersmith old gag involving Atlanta, where when he was signed, Ted Turner wanted to do the personalized jerseys and you had the nicknames on the back and everything and all that. If I wanted to get the channel, and that would be the name on the back with Andy Messersmith. And like I said, this is something that's going back about 40 years, 45 years when he first bought the club. Andy Messersmith, as an idea, went and he signed a big contract from the Los Angeles Dodgers to come and pitch for the Atlanta Braves, and it didn't really work out all that well, considering the Braves were awful. But Messersmith saw that, hey, I could get a decent paycheck and do that. But what Ted Turner wanted to do to be different was he wanted to, if a player wanted to have a nickname on the back, like Darrell Chaney was Nort. I don't know where that came from. But Andy Messersmith went along with the gag, and because the games were on Channel 17 and he was number 17, instead of having Messersmith or something like that on the back for a name, he said channel. Right now, you can get a Channel 17 personalized jersey at the MLB shop. You can get that. But if you go and you want to get a particular team, like if you had a particular team in mind, and right now Athletics are just Athletics, they're not even Oakland or Sacramento. So if I wanted to, and I have wanted to do this for a very long time, I have wanted to get a California, and I'm going to say California. I'm going to say California Angels jersey and spend the $150 and sit there and put a name like Nick Adenhart. And if I wanted to get a Nick Adenhart jersey, and this is something that has really, really bugged me, and now I'm seeing that with the beginning of a season, we're going to see if things have changed to where Major League Baseball has finally relented and is going to allow fans to get, say, a Nick Adenhart jersey. And it says at the bottom that we are unable to customize this item with the text you have entered. Please try a different entry. So so basically you can't get every player. And if you wanted to do something newsy-ish, attached to a story attached to a club, like if I wanted to get a Nick Adenhart jersey, I can't do it. And I would love to be able to find out the answer why. Like I said, it is a pet peeve of mine that you can't get every player that you want. It's like if you want to personalize a jersey, you can personalize a jersey however you want. But apparently you can't. Like I said, it's just something that has bugged me in this entire process. Every single year, I go back and check and see if Major League Baseball, as an example, has changed their rules of engagement. And if someone from Major League Baseball or the shop would like to let me know why I can't get a Nick Adenhart jersey, but I can get, a Garrett Anderson or an Andrelton Simmons or something like that, that'd be great. I mean, like I said, it's something that bugs me that you cannot pay tribute to someone, but at the same time, you can get everybody else. Like, yeah, they'll get you, hey, go get a Mike Trout. I don't want a Mike Trout. I want this player. No, you can't have that player. Well, then why am I showing support for your team if I can't get the support, if I can't show support for the player that I want? Anyway, like I said, that was just something that was a pet peeve. And it's still out there. And knowing me, I'm going to continue to go down these rabbit holes and sit there and say, okay, well, here's a player I'd like to memorialize by wearing a jersey, and they won't let you do it. So if anybody from a sport that has a store can let me know why I can't memorialize a player appropriately, I'd love to know. I'd love to know. And apparently, everyone in the chat is talking about the lag time when it comes to jerseys and purchases and things like that. So hey, let me check something real quick. Now that we're talking about it, was Michael Parkhurst ahead of the curve, or was it because of that jersey? See, now okay. Store. All right, let's go to store, and so free shipping. Okay, great, fine, cool. All right, shop your team. Go to Atlanta United. Ooh, there's some cool new stuff too. I'm in trouble. Okay, so featured departments, jerseys, even though they're sweaters and kits. Okay, so the Adidas is out. I think that's the old. It looks like the old Adidas, but it's got the red sleeves. And maybe that's why it's on discount. The 23-17s jersey. Okay, so if I, just for the sake of argument, I go and get the men's Atlanta United FC Adidas Black 2023 the 17s kit replica custom jersey. And it's got the recent guys. So if I go and type in Almiron 10, currently right now, I could get, it's thinking, yeah, I could get the 2023 17s kit replica. I could get a Miggy right now from the 2023 from MLS store. So, oh goodness. So, like I said, so there are some things you can do and some things you can't. And the things I guess that you want to do that you really think would benefit remembering folks, a lot of folks may not necessarily let you do it. But you can get a replica 2023 Miguel Almiron jersey, even though he wasn't here in 2023. So that's your early stuff. All right. So that's opening kickoff brought to you by our friends at Kickoff Coffee. Imagine a QR code. And you can hit Kickoff Coffee and kickoffcoffeeco.com. You hit that QR code, or you hit a QR code in the past. You go to the website now until I figure out how to post a QR code. And then you can buy out the entire store. But use the code SoccerDownHere15. You get a 15% discount. So you still walk out with 15% of your money after you've bought out the whole store. Kickoff Coffee and kickoffcoffeeco.com. Okay. All right. So, all right. Nino has sent in his topics. He says, yeah, and we are going to discuss what apparently has just happened involving Atlanta United. Speaking of Atlanta United, So yeah, we will break that down. So let's see what they've posted. Well, let's see. Let's see. All right. Uh okay. Okay. All right. So all of the passport sections, including Newcastle and Atlanta. So I'm guessing it's going to be somewhat officially official. So it's a passport stamp video that always says you always find your way back home. So yes, I think it's safe to say with a Newcastle stamp that Alexander Isak is making his way to Atlanta United. Kidding. We know it's happening. Okay, so right now it's happening. So 17's in the corner and all that kind of stuff. All right, so there you go. It's happening. To what extent we don't know. So if it is 9:26, I would anticipate that the beginning of hour number 2, all hell's going to break loose, unless they make it at 11 o'clock. And then once we're done with our buddy Nico Moreno, and then we can discuss. Okay, so I specifically asked Nino about Arthur Cabral, and he said, and I quote, "Cabral to Atlanta, question mark. I would love to lead the riots to stop that signing." Okay. So that's what you're staring at with Arthur Cabral and Atlanta United. We're going to have fun with Nino coming up in about a half hour to discuss that and everything else that's on his mind. Okay. So it's happening. The it being the you always can come home again, and you always find your way back home. So Miggy apparently is officially happening, and it's not just gossip, rumor, and innuendo anymore. All right. So speaking of other transfers, while we're there, now our buddies at gazettelive.co.uk and Teesside Live. So here's the latest on the other folks. Headline from our friends at Teesside Live. Unanimous Emmanuel Lateloth Middlesbrough future verdict as transfer deadline nears. It's from our friend Craig John. We may try to catch up with Craig and find out what's going on with Craig and with Middlesbrough. If Atlanta United, if we're like right up against it, then we'll find out what's going on. Maybe on Monday we'll get like a postmortem. So Middlesbrough's completed the 4th signing of the window with the loan capture of Mark Travers from Bournemouth. We talked about that. Just that, what was it with Cabral? We're going to talk about Cabral in the 10 o'clock with our buddy Nino Torres. I wanted to get kind of like a bio blast, but Nino is going to try to put the kibosh on it as quickly as humanly possible. So that's what that is. Now, big question still rumbling is on the future of Lateloth and whether he stays at Borough or leaves amid an offer from MLS side Atlanta United. Teesside Live has been told he's not highly likely to remain at Borough beyond this window, with the move stateside looking increasingly unlikely. While his injury status remains unknown, we find that out tomorrow, by the way. After he went off early in the defeat to Preston North End, the summer transfer window is evidence enough that a last-minute mega bid from a Premier League club could not be completely ruled out. So anything involving Lateloth is going to be probably, once again, so Ricky saw something in Italy. We got to check how many dudes and how many followers did that particular report have attached to it. So Borough have lined up potential replacements, one of which has emerged in the form of Slovakian striker David Strelic. However, it would be a huge boost to Borough's playoff chances if they can keep hold of the Ivorian. That's certainly the view of the Borough fan panel this late in the window. So Teesside Live went to the fans, what would you do? And they're like, nah, keeping Lateloth would be for the best. So you have the fan panel from Teesside Live sitting there going, yeah, I think we should hang on to him. I think we should hang on to him. So that is at least what the fan panel is saying at Teesside Live. But Teesside Live and the reporting from Craig Johns is along the lines of it looks like, barring a Premier League club knocking on their door, that he's going to hang. He's going to stay. And I think that there are a lot of you out there that are basically, it's like, let's just get this ish figured out. You coming? Do you want to be here? Yes or no? First question, do you want to be here? Yes or no? Second question, if you want to be here, then let's get this ish done. And I threw away my ish piece of paper late after the show yesterday. So T's Side Live, the fans now want to hang on to Latte Live. But it appears that if anything is going to happen, it's going to be domestic because he's got to go to a Premier League club. He's got to go to a Premier League club. Because what is this? What is this Major League Soccer? Bring in Mark Travers. Offers on the table at 18+2. Craig Johns has been told he's not highly likely to remain at Borough, with the move to stateside looking increasingly unlikely. So, does this take us into the Cabral category? If you're following along. So, okay, Rafaela Amato. All right, so let me go here. Thank you, Ricky. So it appears, according to the local papers that cover Middlesbrough every day, that they ain't a fan of the future of Emmanuel Ateluth being overseas. They don't want him to go to the colonies. Well, so Rafaela Amato, and I saw this too, and I instantly flinched at the price tag because Amato has less than 500 followers. And the number that he posted was 27.8, which is far and away anything that away from any number that we have seen. I mean, like, bruh, that's like breaking the bank kind of stuff. It's like, it literally might be an issue get off the pot number, So if I go 27.8 and I go lira, let's just say we go lira, but it's now euro. So if it's a part of the euros, 27.8 million euro is 29 million US. That is 50% more than anything we've seen. And like I said, I'm just putting this out here in the ether as something that has been said without any backing, truth or otherwise. But Rafaela Amato, who claims to be attached to Calciomercato in Italy, saying 27.8. That's 29 million US. And like I said, the numbers that we have seen have been 18+2. For Atlanta United basically to sit there and be like James Bond in Casino Royale and just sit there and go, all in, Here's 29. Are you serious or are you not? So there you go. So the Rafaela Amato from yesterday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and Rafael has 500 followers on the 280-character app, are saying 27.8, but 27.8 million what? And where? So it's like agreement also between the striker and Atlanta, Middlesbrough and Atlanta 27.8. Okay, great, fine, cool. So that is what Rafael Amato and his 483 followers have put out there. Like I said, that was yesterday afternoon. So let's check Arthur Cabral really quick and see if there's any additional news involving Arthur Cabral. And like I said, this is just checking, and I'm hitting the word latest on the 280-character app. And someone apparently is trying to help out with food. And okay, so Oh, Central Arthur Cabral. So apparently, dude has he's got his own. And the guy didn't want. Oh, it's a parody account. Okay, so I'm glad that that's listed as a parody account because we can't have any of those this time of year. We can't have people sitting there going, "Nope." Uh, let's see. So, how long has this story been out? It's the GMS report. So, nothing apparently since 2 days ago in the Arthur Cabral sweepstakes of the $18 million bid for Cabral, nothing else in line from that. So, Cabral and Benfica, Jan Nicolas Beste joining Freiburg from Benfica back to the Bundesliga, €8 million fixed, $1.5 million, and add-ons 10 plus future sell-on. But nothing in addition to any other news past the 18 million that we got from GMS 2 days ago that I can see. And we don't know. Okay, so there are other folks that are putting stuff out there, but it's all linked back to the original story. You don't know how long ago the stuff was posted. So that is where, like I said, that's where we are with the local reports from Emmanuel ATLUTD. Nothing since 2 days ago on Cabral. We'll talk about Cabral with Nino coming up at the top of the hour. So that's where we are with all of that. And Atlanta United has gone all in, and they posted and they punched the stamp of the passport. They've punched the stamp of the passport. It's happening, people. So that's where we at least involving one particular player. So it's officially almost official. Emilio's like, Phil Collins will be back behind a drum kit before Cabral comes here. So you know what the Latte Loth idea is right now, according to our buddy Craig Johns at T-Side Live. We don't have an update from 2 days ago involving everything with Arthur Cabral, but we'll find out more about Cabral just as a bit of an opening of the BioBlast coming up. So there's and so Ricky's like, the passport stamp has today's date on it, so there should be no crazy waiting. I love how all of you are more than happy to Zapruder the daylights out of the thing and sit there and look up for clues. I just look at it and I'm going, oh, okay, 14 seconds and there's a passport stamp. And you guys are sitting there and you're going, you're looking into the minutia of it all and trying to get clues. All of the Taylor Swift Easter eggs that she puts out there. That's what the social media team for Atlanta United does. All right. Let's get into gossip, rumor, and innuendo, whatever happened yesterday. And in the Champions League, it was chaos, but that's nothing new. Team 25 actually qualified, and it took them pretty much into the second half for it to go down. And obviously, Europa League gets decided today. And we'll get into the news that's attached to all of that. But now you have your permutations laid out for the next round in Champions League. So, playoff round draw is tomorrow. 11, 12, 18, 19 is when you get your playoff first and second legs. Liverpool's the number one. And so it could be PSG, Benfica, Monaco, or Brest. So confirmed in the round of 16. Liverpool, Barca, Arsenal, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen, Lille, and Aston Villa. Confirmed in the knockout phase. Atalanta, Dortmund, Bayern, Real Madrid, AC Milan, PSV, PSG, Benfica, Monaco, Brest, Feyenoord, Juve, Celtic, Man City, Sporting, and Club Brugge. Out. Dinamo Zagreb, Stuttgart, Shakhtar, Bologna, Red Star, Sturm Graz, Sparta Prague, RB Leipzig, Girona, Salzburg, Slovan Bratislava, and Young Boys. So that's who's in and that's who's out. Now you get to the point where you're trying to figure out, okay, math and what's going on. So your Champions League results, Atalanta put a number on Sturm Graz. Monaco hung on against Aston Villa. Atletico Madrid getting a goal from the son of Diego Simeone beats Bayer Leverkusen 2-1. Barcelona, Benfica. It's like, what the hell? We'll just go ahead and we'll have a 5. That was back on January 21st. Silly me. Hang on. Let me get to the actual updated ones and we can have this discussion. Okay, so Villa and Celtic was crazy yesterday. It was 4-2. Barcelona, Atalanta tied at 2. Bayern beat Slovan Bratislava 3-1. Leverkusen beat Sparta Prague 2-0. And so this ended up being a lot of the different folks that were, you figure what it was going to be. Dortmund knocked off Shakhtar 3-1. Real Madrid put 3 on Brest. Red Star beat Young Boys. Dinamo Zagreb, I think, probably with one of the surprises of the day, beating AC Milan yesterday 2-1. Girona losing to Arsenal 2-1. Inter Milan shuts out Monaco. Monaco got into early trouble. Benfica winning 2-0 over Juve. Lille putting 6 on Feyenoord. I mean, that one just got out of control. Feyenoord gets an by the way toward the end, but Lille just putting the hammer down on Feyenoord with 6-1. Manchester City down 1-0 late first half against Bruges. They come back, Club Bruges. They come back to win that one 3-1. Liverpool sat 9 people. PSV Eindhoven got the win 3-2. Cody Gakpo got a penalty. Harvey Elliott gets a goal. Goal by Ricardo Pepi at 45 plus 6. So basically all the goals were scored in the first half. And finished at the top of the table. Cody Gakpo, Harvey Elliott. And like I said, they kept 9 vets at home. They're just kind of like, we'll take it easy. So 9 changes. Nights off for Salah, Allison, Van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and more regulars. And so Liverpool ends up with 21 points. Barca, Arsenal, and Inter all at 19, but goal difference was the difference with the 2, the 3, and the 4. So, yeah, it was an entirely different lineup. So Salah, Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, Becker, Konate, Gravenberch, Alexis, Szoboszlai, Diaz, Gomez, Jones, Jota all left out. Jayden Danns and James McConnell got starts, included Cody Gakpo. Trey Nioni became the first Liverpool's youngest ever player to appear in a major European competition at 17 years, 213. Arne Slot was happy with the performance. But literally, first draw Friday, January 31st, early in the morning for us. So we'll have answers going in the first half hour. It'll determine which of the 2 options each team will get in the knockout playoff. So as an example, Team 13 finds out whether they're playing against the team finishing 19th or 20th. See, now you're just making it difficult. Just line it up. 9 plays 24, 10 plays 23, and so on. Then those winners go in. You get the round of 16 with 1 and 8. You reseed down to – they're going to make this so difficult. Going to make this difficult. Seeded teams will have the second leg at home playoff matches, 11, 12, 18, 19. Teams seeded 1st through 8th will have to wait until February 21st to find out their opponents. Yeah, because they're 1 through 8. They get time off, at least in Champions League. Draw then determines who they face in the round of 16 and map out their path. So they're going to make it difficult. They really are. Atletico Madrid beats Red Bull Salzburg 4-1. Sporting Bologna tied at 1. Sturm Graz 1. And PSG beat Stuttgart 4-1, and it wasn't even that close. So everything. So Friday morning we get our look-see as to what Champions League is going to look like in the next round, at least in the first section of the next round. But then you're going to make it difficult to figure out your path, and it's like instead of it just being a straight path of 9 playing 24, 10 playing 23, et cetera, all the way through, and then those 8 survivors being paired with 1 through 8 and the lowest remaining seed getting attached to, Liverpool. We're gonna figure out your path, and then we're gonna God. Yeah, and Ricky's got it squared away where it's Celtic, as an example, Celtic or Manchester City versus Real Madrid or Bayern. I mean, it's like it's an either or, and I get it. But it's just like, you make it just simple. Just make it simple. Morata from Milan to Galatasaray apparently is on the books. Thank you, Tom. Underway to get the deal done. All parties ready to get it sealed the next couple of hours. Remember, Turkey's window is a little later, but you don't want to take that chance. I know. Well, yeah. Well, I'm with you at points. It's just like random draw, We'll go ahead and just draw it, Why the hell not? Why the hell not? It's just, random draw the whole blanking thing. Just please, just give me chaos so that way we can play with it. Just give me the chaos and we can deal with it and go. And no, that's not what I wanted to do. No. I want to go here. No, I've got to send Nino the actual linking of a device and all that kind of stuff. You sit there and it's like, okay. And it's not like I didn't log into WhatsApp yesterday. Just saying. It's not like I didn't log in yesterday to WhatsApp. But no, they're like, yeah, you got to relink your device and everything. I'm like, come on, people, please. Come on. Not like anything's ever different. Not like anything is ever different in all of this. Please. Just saying. All right. Okay, so Tom has more stuff that is not Atlanta United, but from Tommy Scoops. And we'll see what's going on there. Yeah, and Jean Duran. Yeah, that is being linked now. Jean Duran was in a bit of a match race trying to figure out a new home. And so now Jean Duran with his net fee and add-ons is now up to $30.7 million. Mazel tov, congratulations. How you doing? $18 million up front, $4 million in add-ons, and they got 15% of the profit, so that means $8.7 to Chicago. So Jean Duran to Al Nasser. Chicago Fire now gets an extra $8.7 million. Good work by you. And think about it. Just was it 3 years ago, Jean Duran was playing for Chicago Fire 2 against Atlanta United 2? And now he's got that. And so it looks like Jean Duran, 30.7 fully to Chicago Fire now, as it looks like he's headed to Al Nasser. Sportico. Yeah, let me get into that. Sportico had mentioned that they now have the new valuations for Major League Soccer. And I think it is, David. I think it is a draw to sit there and keep teams from playing one another. So your 2025 valuations for Major League Soccer from Kurt Badenhausen over at Sportico. And I thought it's only available to subscribers, so of course. So, of course, you're trying to log in and be Sportico and all this kind of stuff. It's like, oh, look, just log me in. That's all I want. It's only available to subscribers. Fantastic. Great. All right. So, anyway, MLS team values 2025. LAFC leads 5 teams top $1 billion in their valuations. So, 3/4 of the game's talking about the World Cup. And so, Sportico has come out with a thing that, unless you're a subscriber, that you can't access. So hang on just a second. Let me see if I can end run it and come up with the Sportici. No, Sportico. Yes. Okay. Average MLS franchise is worth $721 million, up 6% from last year. 29 teams collectively are worth $20.8 billion, including real estate and team-related businesses. Top 5. You'll never guess who number 4 is. LAFC right now is at number 1. Sportico valuation at $1.28 million. Sportico's most valuable MLS franchises. Messi and Friends are number 2 at $1.19 billion. Billion with a B. LAG at $1.11 billion. And the, the 4 and the 5 that are worth over $1 billion. Atlanta United, number 4, $1.08 billion valuation. New York City FC at $1 billion on the nose. Averages up 31% Since 2021, average revenue multiple is down from 12.2 to 9.4. So if you click on the thing on the 280 character app, you actually do get the listing. You don't get the rundown, but you do get the listing. So, all right. So here's your rundown. LAFC, by the way, is up 11% year to year. Messi and Friends, no surprise, up 17% year to year. LAG up 11%. Atlanta United's only up 3% year to year. They were ranked number 2 last year, according to Sportico, but they are still worth $1.08 billion. According to Sportico. NYCFC, $1 billion. And remember, Dylan Butler Estates is coming. So you'll have that to add to it. Rest of the top 10. Austin at number 6, up 8%, $865 million. Seattle at number 7. Crew up to number 8 at $730. Cincinnati up to number 9 at $725. Both up 12%. Toronto dead even year to year, still at $725 million. So Toronto at number 10. Let's go to the bottom, shall we? And Joey Saputo, for all that he does not do, $450 million net worth, up 2%, and that's 29. That doesn't, like I said, and next year when you add in San Diego, he's probably going to be number 30. But right now, he's got the 29th ranked valued club valuation in Major League Soccer, $450 million. Good on you. Vancouver at 470. Remember, they are up for sale, and they are even year to year. Colorado up to 475, up 3%. RSL is up 3% to 525, and the Revs are up 6% to 530. So here's what Sportico did. They calculated each team's revenue, relying on publicly available information and financial records and interviews with those knowledgeable of team finances, including 8 sports bankers and attorneys who actively work on MLS transactions. Below are definitions of metrics. 2025 valuation, the team value derived from metrics by which soccer team transactions typically occur, aggregating local and national revenues, factoring a team-specific multiplier. It includes the value of each franchise's 3.3% interest in Soccer United marketing, team-related businesses, and holdings. They do include other assets and other value, like the Union's 100 acres. Also factor in stakes in the MLS Next Pro teams, the NWSL teams in Houston, Orlando, Seattle, and Utah. So the element of team-related businesses and holdings, value of a franchise or franchise owner, equity in team-related businesses, both on the team's balance sheet and held in distinct corporate entities. So that's how they came up with the numbers. Average team worth is $721. $721 million. Atlanta United right now, still top 5, number 4 at $1.08 billion with a B. $1.08 billion with a B. Not bad. Fabrizio Romano, we mentioned Jean Duran, so here we go. Aston Villa, €77 million, fixed fee and add-ons. Long-term deal accepted, medical booked, traveling to Saudi. Skriniar joining Fenerbahce on loan. We mentioned the Galatasaray. Hakim Ziyech leaves Galatasaray and joins Al Dahail in Qatar. Xavi Simon's leaving PSG on a permanent. €81 million package, add-ons included. Pedri signs a new deal with Barcelona, staying till June of 2030. Monaco closing in on a deal with Jordan Henderson from Ajax as the new midfielder. Permanent move, almost agreed on contract, June of 26. So there's still plenty of stuff to play with out there when it comes to transfers. And just, on the weekend, just keep your head on a swivel, because with your fantasy teams, fix your fantasy teams, fix your fantasy teams, fix your fantasy teams. Who's playing, who's not. Keep an eye on Emmanuel Latte Loth and see if he's playing. Tongue firmly planted in cheek. Tom also reminds us about West Ham submitting a bid for Ricardo Pepi at PSV for 25 million euro. PSV were like, nah. So that's out there this morning, too. And so, Atlanta United's worth $1.08 billion. Number 4, 6 teams are up 10% in value. 12 teams are up 0 to 3% in value. So 18 teams on the whole had a positive year to year in their valuation from Sportico. So not bad money if you can get into the fraternity. So nicely done there by you. If you're in and getting in at the right time, San Diego getting in, and I wonder what their valuation is going to be out of the blocks. Spurs are looking at Matisse Tell, whereas Manchester United's exploring a straight loan. Spurs are prepared to buy permanently. Same for Chelsea. Porto's Galeno looking like Al-Akhli is interested. Al-Ettifaq have brought back Saeed Al-Shehri. Remember yesterday we said that Steven Gerrard, after 18 months, was looking to leave. We do not know the reasons why. We do know that it was just personal matters, is how it was termed. And so they have brought back Saad Al-Shehri to be the interim manager. Sheffield Wednesday finalizing a deal to sign Stuart Armstrong from Vancouver. That would be losing a great pickup that they had in just a very short period of time. So Vancouver, to me, will be one of the big storylines to keep an eye on. We'll talk to Nico Moreno coming back at last half hour of the show and find out what he thinks about Vancouver. We know about the ownership situation and the intrigue that's there. And keep an eye on all of the activity there out west. West Ham optimistic on Evan Ferguson, who's become a top target in the last 2 days of the window. Leverkusen were set to push, but the Boniface move to Al Nassr won't happen now that Al Nassr has decided to go in a different direction. So now Ferguson is going to be looking at other places. We mentioned Jordan Henderson's move, and another couple in women's soccer. Kira Walsh goes from from Barca to Chelsea. Chelsea, Barcelona, £800,000 plus add-ons, given permission to undergo a medical. Chelsea now picking up both Kira Walsh and Naomi Girma for $2 million in this window. So $400,000. And then also remember Jenna Neiswanger looks like she is heading to Arsenal for the tune of $100,000. So 2 big transfers inside of the NWSL, heading overseas to play in the WSL. And next time we have Bart Keeler on, we'll discuss. We discussed Girma, but I want to discuss from a larger perspective women's soccer. And Bart did get into this last time, just about the idea of the best soccer on the planet being with the NWSL. Big signing in USLS, by the way. And the big signing there with Dallas Trinity keeping a player home first and foremost, and not having that player sign with the NWSL. Lexi Misimo from the University of Texas stays and is now going to be a part of things with Dallas Trinity. She is not going to be a part of things in the NWSL. So big signing to A, keep Lexi home, B, that it's USL Super League and Dallas Trinity and not anyone in the NWSL. So a big signing there. All right, before our buddy Nino Torres joins us, I want to say hi to everybody. Morning, Tom. Morning, Alex. Morning, Abby. Morning, Four Card. Let's see. Who else am I missing here? Let me slide down. I know Emilio is here this morning. Will is here this morning. Absinthe is here this morning. So there's Will discussing Miggy. Morning, Dawn Star. We mentioned Emilio being here. David's here. I'm trying to see. Yeah, cryptic tweet. Yeah, absolutely cryptic. Yes. Morning, Pars. Pars, I saw your note in the Discord. I know I have to respond to you. Yes, it is happening, and it is in all capital letters. I don't know, Alex. Alex is asking if Miguelito is going to be in Birmingham. Do not know. Might be just to sit there and kind of wave, but don't know. Morning, Michael. And I'm sure that Michael is not alone in the posting of his reaction in the Twitch pitch to the It's Happening involving Miguel Almiron. because, as we all know, 5 stripes don't stop. Let's see. So Tom is in allegedly with Calcio Mercato. Michael Head is of the thought pattern of pulling the offer for Emmanuel Latela. I'm like, who wants to get here? Who wants to play? Who wants to play? Who wants to be here? That's basically it. And Tom and the 27.8, I'm right here with you. Yeah, currency at 27.8. It's like, what is it? And 27.8 is 1/3 higher than anything else we have seen. Anything we have seen has not gone any higher than 18 plus 2. And yes, Champions League was nuts. Golasso Show was great. And that's why you have those programs like Golasso Show. That's why you have them. That's the fun part of this whole thing, is that you have all of those games going at once. And I give them a lot of credit, a whole lot of credit, because you end up with Scott Hansen being interviewed on the Champions League show, and I'm trying to find it. I want it to be officially official. I want to read the release. I know the anticipation is here. Red Bulls have signed Raheem Edwards to a contract. I know that's why everybody is getting all excited. I know why. So let me see if it's been posted, because I'm there it is. There it is. So before we go any further, I'm going to try and break. There you go. It's officially official. Atlanta United signs in midfielder Miguel Almiron. Today announced they've signed him from Newcastle to a contract through the 27 season with an option for 28. He's going to occupy a DP slot and an international roster spot pending the receipt of his ITC and his P1 visa. Atlanta acquired Almiron's discovery priority from Charlotte in exchange for $400,000 in GAM, $325,000 in 2025, $75,000 in 2026. Almiron will be introduced to the media at Friday at 3 o'clock at Mercedes-Benz. So Miggy comes out at 3 o'clock Friday afternoon at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And then you get a quote from Chris Henderson and quote from Miggy. Very happy to return to Atlanta United, a club in a city that has always held a special place in my heart. Grateful to Arthur and Blank and the entire organization for the opportunity. Looking forward to reuniting with the fans at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, creating more moments of joy together. So there you go. Morning, Andrew. Morning, Andrew Smith. Welcome back. So Miggy is officially official through the 27 season, option for 28, pending the receipt of his ITC and his P1 visa. So you know what that means. We got one transfer down for Atlanta United. One. I say one. That means that the next one is on the board. Now, we bring in our buddy Nino Torres because, by the way, yellow.
Yellow, guys. How you doing, John? How you doing, everybody up there in Atlanta? Hopefully you stay cozy, and hopefully the weather's not crazy over there. Here we're enjoying a 75-degree weather, brother. Blue skies. Yeah. Spending a massive summer here, brother.
Man. And so we are going through everything, and it is officially official that Miguel Almiron is back with Atlanta United. That officially happened.
Nice.
And so that is that's the first piece of news that Atlanta United fans were looking at here in this window. Now, I bring you in because, and this I believe this is absolute karma. This is karma. This is kismet. This is why you are a part of the family. is because on days like this, when we have questions, it is the day that we go fully loaded with you. Now, there are a couple of dudes that Atlanta United is being linked to be looking at. One is Emmanuel Atelutd out of Middlesbrough, and that has its own little bit of chaos, and they're looking at 18 plus 2 right now. That's the number that's on the board. A new name has been brought up recently, and it is Arthur Cabral. And what I wanted to get from you is that response, obviously, first and foremost, about Arthur Cabral. And I wanted to kind of understand what he brings to the table, what Benfica is as a club, what to kind of look out for over these next couple of days, because we're getting to it at the end of things. So I'm just going to say, Arthur Cabral, go.
I want to start with this bold statement. All right, Atlanta United fans, get this. I am better than Arthur Cabral. All right, I am a better striker than Arthur Cabral. I am faster than Arthur Cabral, and I am 50 years old. I'm going to put it like that. All right, I'm going to put it like that. Okay, 17 goals in 2,700 minutes in Benfica. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I think this the worst signing for a striker in the Liga Portugal since I'm calling the league. And I'm not exaggerating. No, I'm not exaggerating. Slow, doesn't post good. He, he's been on the bench lately a lot. And since day one, since the very first game that I called for Arthur Cabral, and you can tell this, right? You notice just by the way the player runs, but the way that the player, his body language, I mean, not just the body language, the emotional body language, no, the mechanics. I can tell if a player is good or not only by their mechanics. The very first ball that you touch, how you approach to the ball, how you make the runs. And I was like, oh my God. I said this on air. I remember this in the first game. Benfica fans, hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't think Arthur Cabral is going to make an impact in Benfica. Boom, brother. Absolutely. It's a different story with Pavlidis, because Pavlidis, he's coming from scoring almost 29 goals in 34 matches in the Eredivisie, and then he's struggling to score. But as I said in December, Benfica fans, second half of the season, this guy is going to bring the result that you're expecting from him. Boom, hat trick in the first game in the Champions League. He's scoring in the Champions League again. He's scoring in the Premier League. He's on a roll now. It took a time to adjust, but now he's producing. The production for Arthur Cabral was still waiting on him after 2 years. So if he, seriously, Jason told me this, right, and I was like, who what did they see on this guy, and why? Just to put in perspective to all the Atlanta United fans out there, you're going to spend $18 million on this guy, right? When you have, I'm just going to throw this name because I love it and I love him, and he's a massive striker. And Miguel Borja from River Plate, $7 million. You can get that guy for $7 million, almost 1/3 of the price that you're going to pay for a guy that hasn't scored more than 9 goals in a season, the last 2 seasons. So just think about that. And of course, can you please read my quote that I sent you, John, with about the Cabral, please? Just read it to the fans so I can.
I would love to lead the riots to stop that signing.
That's what I would do, guys, for you.
Well, and Tommy Scoops, Tom Bogert, wasting no time, says that it looks like Atlanta is now leaning into Latte Loth. 22 million plus add-ons, medical completed already, just final steps now. But now Benfica is stuck with Cabral.
No, please, no Cabral. Just, I don't know if you got a chance, John. I'm gonna talk to Jason. Maybe they can talk to the guys in Atlanta United. Just don't bring that guy, please. Don't bring Cabral, man.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's looking like Latte Loth, according to Tommy Scoops, finalizing a new MLS League record deal to sign him. 22 million plus add-ons. Medical completed already. Just final steps now. So that is
That is good.
So that's that's them's the good news for Atlanta United fans. Now that we have completely and totally just ished all over Arthur Cabral, and now that you got Champions League. So let's talk Champions League and what went down there yesterday. You had your bits of chaos, and folks kind of survived. So what's your thoughts of Champions League and what went down yesterday?
First off, to all the people that is against this format, um, you're missing out on this, brother. I love the format, and even though a lot of people are saying, "Oh, the format has been beneficiating the bigger clubs like Real Madrid," like because no, I don't think so, brother. I don't think so because in the old format, Madrid, City, they'll be qualified already for the second stage of the competition.
Yep.
In the last game, we're gonna just a mirror, on the office for them. But then instead, now we got 18 games on the same day, everyone playing at the same time. You're catching on this game, catching on the other game, and it's exciting. It's exciting again. The Champions League. That's what it is. I really love the competition. In a regular tournament, like in a national league, I would not like this format, right? But this is a different story, brother. You got the champ, you got the best of the best from every country in Europe. So you gotta make it more attractive, and it is more attractive, the competition. So having said that, my God, Benfica, and Sporting going through. They still got to play on the playoffs now, but they are on that pack. They are on that pack, and with a little bit of drama for Sporting because they were losing the game late into the game, and then they tied the game. They got the point, and then barely made it through. But I think it's gonna be fantastic, man. It's gonna be fantastic. These playoffs now, they got playoffs to get into the playoffs. I like it, man. I like it a lot.
Okay, all right.
Decision Wednesday.
Yes, it was Decision Wednesday, and we find out the paths. But this was the thing that got me.
What?
The thing that got me was, okay, so then we figure out the paths that the teams are going to be taking to figure out what your path is. It's like, okay, so we know now who 1 through 8 is. We've got 9 through 24.
Right.
And so apparently we're going to have some magic trick with 9 through 24. And it's like, well, it's going to either be A or B. It's like, well, you're either going to go down this path or this path. No, just have 9 play 24, 10 play 23, go all the way,
right?
And have your 8 winners, your lowest seed plays Liverpool, and you go like that. Don't confuse everything, man. Just let it lay out.
That part, I'm with you on that one. That's the only part that's kind of like it's either you're facing this guy or facing the other guy. What? Didn't I finish in 9th place? I'm supposed to go to this place? No. That's the only part. That's the one. Blah, blah, blah. Stop it. Unnecessary step on the tournament. You got all figured out. Just play as a normal now. Don't shuffle it anymore. Don't shuffle it anymore, brother.
No. So then, all right. So let me go to your other topics here because I know that I want to ask about. Because I do want to ask about the window. We mentioned Decision Wednesday. So then let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Is Sporting going to lose half of their team to Ruben Amorim and Manchester United by the time we get to the end of the window on the 3rd?
It doesn't look like it unless Fabrizio Romano knows something that we don't know. Most likely it's not going to happen. Most likely we're gonna keep Jokeridge and we're gonna keep Gio Kenda. We're gonna keep Gonzalo Ignacio for Sporting. I'm gonna say 97.5% sure about this. All right, that's a little window, but as of today, That's my percentage of knowing that they're going to stay.
Okay. So then, do you anticipate any exits from any of the clubs there in Portugal heading toward England? Because, as you mentioned, because I know that we'd focused on Sporting a lot because of the obvious ties and all that. Do you see any kind of shopping spree? Do you see them going to the grocery store? Are they going to Wawa? Is anybody in the Premier League going to Wawa to get some shopping done in Portugal, or is it pretty much? Do you think that Portugal has escaped this window unscathed?
Uh, I'm gonna say that we're not gonna see major signings, major shoppings. No, we're not gonna see any brutal surprises. I don't think so. Most likely, uh, teams like Braga, teams like Vitória Guimarães, second tier teams, they're gonna release some players, but not from the top three, not from the big three. No, I don't see anything like that happening unless, like I said, there's that 2.5% gets us something. But no, I don't see any major signings out of Portugal, especially to the Premier League. If it would have been negotiations for a player that was going to go to the Premier League, we should know already. But no.
Okay.
No.
All right. So since we are in discussions about kind of sort of about Major League Soccer involving Atlanta United, we'll have our buddy Nico Moreno coming up last half hour of the show to discuss Miguel Almiron, to discuss anything else. Did they finally sell out those, what was it, like the 500 seats that were left involving the the matchup with Messi and friends that you had there? Did they finally sell the whole thing out?
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Even though I was watching the Atlanta United community manager saying, "Hey, it was 80,000 people," I said, "I don't think it was 80,000. I don't think it was 80,000, but I want to say 50,000.
Okay,
50, right? 50. But still, it was a massive turnout, man. Massive turnout, massive turnout." And I don't know if I told you the story before, but I'm here. My apartment building is on crossing paths to the this avenue that leads to the stadium, right? So I see the buses whenever there's a big team coming. I see the bus from here. Yeah. So I saw Messi passing by. I saw Universitarios bus passing by here, and it's crazy because the way the location of this stadium is ridiculous. I love the stadium because it's my team, right? But I hate going that stadium, brother, because there's only one way in and one way out. So imagine this is 50,000 people going on only one avenue that goes to the stadium, and then the same 50,000 getting out. Bro, if you gotta go there, it's 2 hours one way and 2 hours the other way. Yeah, that's the only part that I don't like about that. But when we start a place and I got the chance to go, I'll go. But unfortunately now I can't go because I'm calling this home games, so I can't go to the stadium. So, yeah, hopefully one day I'll get to call up Universitario from the stadium. That'll be awesome.
And so, what was the vibe in general with the Messi and friends being in town? Even though you couldn't get to the stadium, you can't leave the stadium. One way in and one way out. What was the vibe like having Messi and friends in town?
Spectacular, man. It's just spectacular. It's like they were waiting for him at the airport. The people around the hotel. It's just the city was feeling all this superstar atmosphere here in Peru. And the day before, this YouTuber, man, Speed. I don't know if you know this guy, Speed.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who makes bets with athletes. He made a bet with what's his name, with Noah Lyle.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna be in the 60 meter run, whatever. That guy, he got 35 million followers, brother. 35 million followers. And he came in the day before, and brother, the city was crazy because he went to the mayor's office And then he was at the square, and he was like giving a speech, and the people he did the syrup from the balcony of the mayor. It was just crazy, man, going everywhere. It was just these 2 days, last 2 days, the city has been, oh man, spectacular, man, spectacular vibes, man.
But that's always good. It's always good to get that kind of a uh, a that kind of a vibe, that kind of a moment to where you can get to see the one of the best in this era. Because I mean, look, I know that we all get into the debates of CR7 or CR40, whatever he is now, and Messi, but I am Messi over CR7 9 times out of 8. I mean, when it comes to the best, I am Camp Messi as opposed to Camp CR7 without question.
Me too. Me too. I'm on that team, but I just and but I'm not that hardcore like many people are, right? Because when you, let's say, like these hardcore fans for Cristiano, hardcore fans for Messi, denying the other player their skills. No, brother. No, 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 no. That's not calling it, man. I call it this. This is the two king era. There are two kings, and I don't put anyone above the other one. But when it comes to the very late, and who you gonna pick for your team?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say Messi because it's just about uh, his artistic way of playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what it gets me. I love to see that magician that he is. I have nothing against Cristiano, nothing, absolutely nothing. Give me that guy all day, all night.
Mm-hmm.
But if I gotta pick one, I want to pick Leo.
No, absolutely. All right, so let's see what else. What else? What else is on the man's list as he talks through? Because yeah, I know. Here we go. So we talked about Cabral. We talked about Cabral. We talked about Messi and Speed. Fantastic summer days in Peru. We talked about that. Talked about Decision Wednesday in the Champions League. Talked about that. Topic number 4. River Plate spent $60 million to look like every other team in Argentina.
Ridiculous, ridiculous. That's another proof that money doesn't buy happiness.
Mm-hmm.
you know. But if you give me the 60 mil, I'll probably be okay with 60 mil in my pocket. Then no problem. I'm not pretty sure you will be fine too, John. But in terms of soccer, right? With Ripley and Marcelo Gallardo being the leader of this team, arriving last season in falling short in the Copa Libertadores, and now he said, you know what? Talk to the front office. These are the guys that I need to make a deep run in the Copa Libertadores, to win the Copa Libertadores, because the signings that they made are focused on winning the Copa Libertadores, not just to compete, not to the Final Four. No, River Plate wants to win the Copa Libertadores. Gallardo wants to win the Copa Libertadores, but in order to win it, you gotta take care of business first at home. All right, you gotta take care of the domestic competition. Don't forget that you're playing 28 teams on this tournament, and now you got the Group A, Group B, playoffs in between. I don't know. 2 first rounds of the Apertura. And River Plate looks far from being a super team.
Yeah.
Far away from being a super team. They playing Instituto Cora. They ended up winning that game against Instituto, but you don't feel the dominant. You don't feel the dominance from River Plate, with all these names, because they're not gelling together yet. And then Gallardo said that, you know what, I'm not happy with the way we play. I mean, we got the 3 points. I get that, but we need to get to the point where all the pieces are fitting together, and we're not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
We're not there yet. You better hurry up, brother. You better hurry up, because you got one hiccup here, one hiccup there, and then you fall in on the stand, and then it's gonna be a different story, because right now you got the credit. because Gallardo has, these broad shoulders, right? For all the trophies that he won in his first stint with River Plate. But comebacks are not always good. You know that. Comebacks, second, the sequels are not that good.
Don't wait a minute, man. Don't tell Atlanta United folks that, considering what just happened at the top of the hour now. With the return of Miguel Almiron. Don't talk about
right. But I'm talking about coaches, talking about head coaches. Coach.
There you go. Okay.
Players, that might be a different story. Players is a different story. Such a like that. But with coaches.
Yes. So please put the word coaches in there when it comes to
Yes, sir.
Coaches when it comes to in there. All right. To wrap up your time, what you calling? Where you going? What you doing? What are we watching? What's on Gold TV? We can get it that Fanatis, fntz.co/soccer down here. Where you at? What you doing? What you calling?
Woo, baby. We're starting now. The Torneo Apertura in Uruguay kicks off tomorrow. All right. And we got Defensor Boston River tomorrow. We got Peñarol playing on Saturday. We got Benfica playing on Sunday. And we got games on Monday too. And also got a massive game next Wednesday. Is for the Dutch Cup. So everybody tune into this game because it's going to be fantastic.
Okay.
PSV versus Feyenoord. 12:45 p.m. Eastern time. Massive game in the Dutch Cup because the loser goes out of the competition.
Oh.
They will leave only one of the big teams in the Dutch Cup on Wednesday. So tune into that game. Massive for Gold TV. Probably got 18 matches between this Friday and next Friday.
All right.
18 matches, man. Ridiculous.
All right. So here's your juice boxes. Tomorrow, and this is the Liga de Portugal. Famalicão favored on the road at Boa Vista tomorrow.
Yeah, Boa Vista.
Plus 245. On February 1st, Nacional favored at home against Arouca, plus 152. Santa Clara, plus 116 at home, hosting Casapia, who's a plus 267. Gil Vicente is a plus 110 at home, going up against Estoril, who's a plus 264. Vitória Guimarães, minus 244. They're the only minus on the board as a favorite. And AVS is a plus 626. Sporting, big favorite at home, minus 769. Farense is a plus 1593 in the composite. So if you have some juice boxes in the back of the fridge to get the Sporting hangover, maybe you go with the draw option at a plus 746, just saying. Estrella is a plus 817 at home. Benfica on the road is a minus 345. Moreirense, plus 326 at home. Braga, a minus 119 on the road. And Real Ave of plus 556 at home, hosting Porto at a minus 222. That's your juice box.
Who Santa Clara plays? Santa Clara plays who?
Santa Clara is hosting Casapia.
That's gonna be a massive match. That's the one out of the big three, Benfica, Sporting. That's the match I would love to watch, guys. So just keep an eye on that one. And because I also got news for that team for Santa Clara. They just signed an 18-year-old striker from Peru, from Sporting Cristal. Gabriel Soto is going to Santa Clara. It's going to be the second Peruvian playing in the Primera Liga alongside with Jesus Castillo, who plays for Gil Vicente. So Peruvian power to Portugal, brother.
Sporting right now, a 6-point lead after 19 matches. Sporting is 15-2-2. Benfica is at 41 points ahead of Porto on goal difference. Braga is fourth, 37. Then there's a gap to Santa Clara. Santa Clara, you're right. Santa Clara is fifth at 32 points. Casapia is sixth with 30 points, but Casapia is unbeaten in their last 5.
Woo! Yeah, they're on fire.
So Santa Clara is they're kind of hiccuping their way through it. They've only won once in their last 5. They got 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses in their last 5 matches. My friend, as always, it is great to see you, and know full well that we send our love to you and to your friends and family with the loss that happened this week. We all hate cancer. Cancer blanking sucks. And just know that we all love you very much, and just reaching our arms out to you and giving you the best vibes possible after a really rough week. Thanks for dropping by.
Thank you, man. Thank you, brother.
All right, and so Nino is going to enjoy the rest of his day, and it's always great to catch up with him, and know that we love him very much. And so when you experience he lost a friend to cancer, and cancer just is awful, and I hate it, and I'm being nice about what I'm saying about it. But yeah, I've lost entirely too many people to the nasty C word, and just wanted to send our love to Nino at the end of the segment this week, as things are with him. Okay, last 35 minutes. The video is out about La Vuelta and Miguel Almiron. It is out. It is 1:20, and it is cinema. Chris Henderson put his phone down. They've opened up the cardboard box that's got the history of Miguel Almiron in it. It's 1:22. I can't download it because I don't have YouTube Premium. And so it is out there. It's 1:22. It is cinema. Scorsese would be proud. So go and watch that. By the way, just so you know, and I'm going to do a public service here. I'm going to do a public service. To follow, and this is on the Insta, the Gram, or the IG, or whatever the kids call it, and I guess it goes over to Threads. I'm going to put a handle in the Twitch pitch. So please, if you would feel so inclined, that is Emmanuel Latte Lot's handle on Instagram and Threads and so on and so forth. So if you wish to follow along on the Insta with his just less than 45,000 followers, there are 2 followers that I have that are following Emmanuel Latte Loth on the Gram. One is contributor Niall. The other is Chris Henderson. So there you go. So that Emmanuel Latte Loth is it's looking like it's 22, and it is looking like it is heading this way. So player wanted to go. T-Side Live is basically like, I don't know about MLS. T-Side Live can sit there and go, well, he's going to MLS. I'm going to T-Side Live here real quick. And I'm going to see if there is any kind of an update with what we've seen from our buddy Tommy Scoops and Ben Jacobs this morning. Let's see. Middlesbrough. Nope, no updates. Replacing Emmanuel Latte Loth, if he leaves, will be a tough ask for Middlesbrough. And like I said, Strelic is what we had been looking at. Well, Ricky said something in the Twitch pitch, and I want to bring it up real quick. Ricky says, quote, "This has been a seismic offseason." Yes, it has. And you would hope that with everything that is on the line, and I mean everything that's on the line. By the way, our buddy Nico Moreno got shocked by an invasion of parents. It is his son's 18th birthday today, and he was going to be on with us, but he had an invasion of parental units because it is his son's 18th birthday. He didn't even know they were coming. So that's what he's dealing with. We'll catch up with Nico next week. But seismic offseason. Considering what happened at the end of last year and the run that Atlanta United went on to go into the playoffs, no, nothing indicates a move. I'm just saying that if you want to follow, be ahead of the curve. And just kind of, have this influx of Atlanta folks starting to follow Emmanuel Latte Loth on Instagram. Considering how the season ended last year, you knock off Messi and friends, and then you end up losing in the next round in Orlando. Considering the run that you went on to get into the postseason, to get through Messi and friends and get into the round against Orlando. Considering all of the transactions that were made to get to that particular point. Gigi, Caleb Wiley, everything that led to the money in the kitty. You were looking at Barco and sell-ons and all that kind of stuff. You're looking like $40 million. The key in a situation like this is not to just spend it because you got it. And Garth Lagerwey did not do that. Garth brings in Chris Henderson, and they have a bit of, have a bit of a talkie to with each other. I'll see what we can do with Kevin. I'll see if we can see what Kevin's schedule is like. Tuesday, by the way, is going to be an SDH PM with an unknown time because I have to take the boss to the doctor to check on her arm. The key in a situation like that, when you have all of these transfers, Thiago goes, Barco sell on, Gigi, Caleb, the key is to not, because you got money burning in your pocket doesn't mean you got to spend it. Sorry, that was a double negative. Because you have money in your pocket doesn't mean that, burning a hole in your pocket doesn't mean you should spend it immediately. So that's the key in all of this. So then what you do is you make strategic investments. You sit there and you're looking and kicking the tires and everything. And Middlesbrough apparently finally decided that 22 was worth it, according to reports this morning. And so Emmanuel Latte-Lath looks like he is on his way. 22 million plus add-ons. Easily sets a new league record fee, surpassing the 16.2 Cincinnati paid to sign Kevin Denke earlier this winter. Latte-Lath has completed a medical in England already. Featured for Borough last weekend, subbed out in the first half. That was the 11 minutes against Preston North End. We talked about all that. Now, quoting the article at GMS, the injury wasn't serious enough to put the deal in jeopardy. Atlanta Borough reached an agreement in principle around 2 weeks ago, and the player wanted to come, according to Bogert. But the deal was stuck over final details since, Bogert and Jacobs say. Hurdles cleared. Latte-Lath will go through the formalities to complete a move to Atlanta United. Now, signing Latte-Lath means they're pulling out of the Cabral talks. 26, Latte-Lath, star for Borough, Ivorian International. 29 goals, 67 appearances in all comps. Leading scorer this season, 11 goals. We mentioned 6th in the championship. Right now, they're in the promotion playoff, but once again, 5 through 13, it's a gaggle. So now, it's going to be key for Aiden Morris and Middlesbrough to try and find a scorer. I know that's why they brought in Morgan Whitaker from Plymouth Argyle, but I don't know if that's the kind of guy that you're hunting for to be the immediate replacement. But now it's up to Middlesbrough to now find a scorer to try and stay in the promotion playoff hunt. So that's where you are. Sergio Ramos, by the way, is in talks with Monterrey over a possible move. No formal proposal received. Sergio Ramos and Monterrey. Whew. Keep an eye on that. So, but once again, the way it looks right now is Latte-Lath looks like he's coming in, and now Miggy is in. And so that's what you're hunting for. That's what you were looking for now as you get into the depth of your training camp. Front line, some combination of Saba, Shande, Latte-Lath, midfield, Miranchuk, Sleesh, Click, and Jay Fortune, Tristan Muyimba, depending on position and timing. Amador, Noah Cobb, Derek Williams, Steon Gregerson, Ronald Hernandez, Brad Gazan in net. So that's what you're staring at for your starting 11-ish. So there you go. So Atlanta United on the board with Miguel Almiron, minute 22 about the return. It's posted to the social meds. So it's out there. We do have other things that we've gotten into this morning, but like I said, I will try and we'll go through all of your thoughts about Miguel signing, and I'll go through those coming back in a bit. We'll go through gossip, rumor, and innuendo, what to watch, where to watch it, how to watch it. Today, with our friend Poppy Miller, is Europa League madness. I don't think they'll get Scott Hansen on their show, but it'll be Europa League Red Zone with Poppy and the folks over at CBS. That's today. So keep an eye on Europa League today as who gets to advance and who goes what and where. So that is what you're staring at. All right. Also on the board, Aaron Walker returns to Tormenta, dual player coach role for the club for Aaron Walker. You remember Aaron Walker, pending league approval and federation approval, player coach role back for the 25 season. And part of the midfield, native of Woodstock, made his mark in 24, the goal against Spokane, 9 appearances, 2 goals. Collegiate run at Oglethorpe. First ever SCAC championship in 2011. So Walker returns to Tormenta. Right now they've got 18 players on the roster. Austin Pack, big signing in net. Alves, Kasanzu, Nare, Joseph Perez, Anatoly Prepolita, Callum Stretch at the back. Gabriel Cabral, Connor Doyle, Alondre, who signed yesterday, Mason Tunbridge, Aaron Walker in the midfield. Hendwala Buana was another signing that happened while we were gone. Taylor Gray, Nyanjo, Reed Stephen, and Vivas. So that's what you're looking at involving Tormenta. Also on the board this morning, and I figure what I'll do, this one deserves this, I think. Did I hit it again? Did I screw it up? Anyway, well, I thought, man, what is it? It's every day I have to reload the thing after I hit it. So anyway, breaking news. All right, Denver has been awarded the NWSL 16th franchise. That's official. Set to begin play in 26. National investors, Rob Cohen, Project Level, a subsidiary of Ariel Investments, led by Chairwoman Melody Hobson, former Commanders president Jason Wright, First Track Sports Ventures, led by siblings John Eric and Kaya Borgen Moritz, Nalima Joshi and Darren Javeri, and Molly Coors. Molly Coors getting involved. So Cohen's going to serve as controlling owner and Governor Hobson as alternate governor, second franchise awarded to the NWSL during the round of expansion. Morning match day. Good to see you. More information as the plans are available. Finalizing plans for a purpose-built stadium for professional women's soccer and a dedicated purpose-built performance facility for female athletes. Quote from Jessica Berman. Rob Cohen, discussing Rob Cohen for 3 paragraphs, getting a quote from him. Hobson, a bit of a descriptor on Hobson, and goes down for another couple of places. Supporter fan rally, Thursday, January 30th, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Quotes from Mike Johnston, the mayor, and Jared Polis, the governor of the state of Colorado. So Denver gets the 16th NWSL franchise. 4-card, I was trying to do it quickly. I was trying to do the breaking news sounder quickly without a graphic because I was in the article and I needed to discuss it. So, meh. Okay. All right. So, I'm trying to see what else is going on. Spurs prepared to get Matisse Tell permanently. And yes. And so Kevin Egan gets the Miggy Hop on the Twitters. Miggy Hop on the Twitters. So hang on. I have to, and I know. The Miggy Hop on the Twitters with Kevin Egan. So there you go. All right. So let's see. Nashville signed Maximus Eck for the 25 season. Spent last season with Huntsville City and signed with 25 and options for 3 subsequent years, 26, 7, and 8. Signed with Huntsville after spending time in Central Valley. The 5'10 forward signs for another year in Huntsville. So there's that. According to our friends at The Blazing Musket. You know, Boss Nation. Boss Nation. Remember that? All the talk about Boss Nation. Boss Nation confirmed it is committed to paying more than half of the renovation costs, which could put them over $100 million, but did not provide a specific number when asked by Jackie Contreras and our friends at Blazing Musket. Boston City Council failed to get a majority vote Wednesday night on a resolution to pause White Stadium demolition. It was a 6-6 tie. Out of the three councilors whose constituents Franklin Park, two voted to adopt and one voted against it. Resolution calls for a pause on demolition until the city finalized and provided transportation, environmental, and alternative plan documents. Resolutions are not legally binding, mostly serve as a recommendation from the council as a whole. Vote occurred a week after the start of demolition and marathon city council hearings focusing on the project's finances and community engagement process. So apparently, and it's still Boss Nation. It is still Boss Nation. I thought we were changing that. I guess not right now, anyway. So, Boss Nation is still Boss Nation. And it looks like they have paused, or they're looking to pause, the demolition, construction, anything else, and all points in between. It looks like Chris Henderson is going to join Andy Bunker and Randy McMichael at 12:20 on 92.9 The Game and the Odyssey app. So Chris Henderson will be looking to say what's going on and see what's going on with everything attached to the Miguel Almiron and / Emmanuel Latte Loth pickups, and we'll see what's going on with that. So 12:20, 92.9 The Game, the Odyssey app. Miguel Almiron set to be introduced at Mercedes-Benz Stadium tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock, to all the assembled media. So Miggy will get to, once again, stand on the surface that he won an MLS Cup on. So that's going to happen tomorrow. So very, very busy day for Atlanta United and everything that's attached to all of that. So, all right. So Ben Jacobs mentions all of the stuff. Newcastle has come out with an official response from Eddie Howe. After 6 years at the club, they can confirm Miguel has joined Atlanta on a permanent. Thank you for giving us some incredibly special memories. Miggy, wishing you every success in the future. So also, they've put out three separate videos attached to Miguel Almiron. And there was also word from Eddie Howe, and I'm looking for that really quickly. Let's see. So what's my search engine going to look like here? So not 5 days ago. I need like something earlier today. Time was right for him to leave Newcastle, according to Eddie Howe and Yahoo Sports. Yeah, go to the end. Fine, whatever. Explanation from Eddie Howe: the time was right for Miguel Almiron to leave Newcastle after the move to Atlanta United confirmed. Paraguayan forward is not expected to be replaced before the end of the month, but having rejected previous offers for Almiron, the Newcastle hierarchy accepted Atlanta's offer earlier this month for around £11 million, ending his 6-year stay. Let's see. There's that. On behalf of the club, I want to thank Miggy for everything he's given us during our time together. He's been the ultimate professional, been a big part of some of our most memorable moments in recent seasons. He's a great person. We'll miss him greatly, but this is the right move at the right time for him and his family, and we wish them well. So three separate goodbyes to Miggy. Rafa Benitez, Steve Bruce, Eddie Howe scored in Newcastle's win over PSG in Champions League, but this season has had a difficult time trying to crack the first team. 223 senior appearances for Newcastle, 30 goals while he was there. So beloved at Newcastle, and got the war post So Miguel Almiron, officially official. And what is up with that? So the introduction tomorrow, and everything going on with Miggy as we roll. So Match Day wants to know about Martin Pice staying at FC Dallas. Any rumors about him? Right now, looks like he's going to stay. Haven't heard anything out of Dallas involving Martin Pice and possibly moving. Dallas has been trying to construct a team with a couple of moves. Velasco out. I'm intrigued to see how they want to try and do things offensively coming up in 25. And so, but Martin Pice right now, as at the moment, staying when it comes to FC Dallas. But remember, the transfer window for Major League Soccer is open a lot longer than traditionally it would be otherwise. So, okay, so let me go back to 10 o'clock. Let me see if there's anything else that is that's out there up and running, and any other questions that were there. So let's see. Everybody looking at the conversation. So yeah, and so right now we are this close. We are this close, folks, to Mate and Latte. We are this close to Mate and Latte. That comes across the line. That's what you got to have. Andy, good morning. Andy Caps is in this morning as well. Let's see. David says his brother-in-law sent. You see, it's his brother-in-law sent him a text. Hey, come up to Cleveland to see the Messi and Friends match up against Crew. I wonder what tickets are going for that. Morning, Abel. Thanks for dropping in as you always do when I see you in the Twitch pitch. Trying to see what other stuff is there. Let's see. So Egan, yeah. So here's here's Tom about the window. David Tanney, Hendo, Ronnie Dyla, Miggy, Latte Loth, Click, and Togashi-san. Tom goes, that's the best window in MLS history. It's a hell of a window, I'll tell you that. It's a hell of a window. And match day from wherever you are joining us. Thanks for dropping by this morning. Okay. All right. Mercedes-Benz Stadium has put out a thank you and a welcome back. Welcome back of him kissing the trophy. And I'm trying to see who else is saying things here. Major League Soccer is saying things. Let's see. FIFA has published their global transfer report for 24. 78,742 international transfers took place in 24. $8.59 billion spent on international transfer fees in men's professional football, second highest amount ever. Women's football continues to grow with 2,284 transfers, up 20.8%, and a total spend of $15.6 million, more than double the 23 amount. PSG, the top men's spender, ahead of Manchester United. Brighton make the top 5. Bay FC, the biggest women's team spender, ahead of Chelsea. So Ben Jacobs has those numbers out there posted this morning for anyone who wishes to see. So once again, remember, Sportico has the numbers up. We talked about transfers. Also, average MLS franchise up 6% to now being worth $721 million. Atlanta United is worth over $1 billion for the second year in a row at $1.08 billion. And that's where things stand involving that. All right. Other gossip, rumor, and innuendo. We'll go through what's on Ben Jacobs's mind, and traditionally that's a good starting point. And then we always will go back to like the BBC and stuff like that. So let's see. So let's check Tom Bogert first. Our friends at GMS are really good about doing things fairly quickly and all of this kind of stuff. Let's see. Atlanta almost have their top target done. Yeah. So Bogert admits 20 minutes ago, Atlanta United naming Chris Henderson sporting director, Ronnie Dyla head coach, Latte Loth, Miguel, Click, insane offseason. Not wrong. It's an insane offseason. All right. So trying to check and see if Bogert has anything else. So we mentioned Stuart Armstrong. Estudiantes agree with the FC Cincinnati for Lucho Acosta. No agreement on personal terms. MLS clubs interested in Acosta as well, and that's from Herman Garcia Grova. This was another interesting one that happened yesterday off the air. Dejan Joveljic is being courted by Tigres in Liga MX from LAG. Modiflow, what up? Nothing's going on. You ain't missing nothing. 22 goals, 7 assists, 33 games last year, 7 goals, 2 assists, and 5 playoff matches. So Tigres might be courting Joveljic from LAG. No Ricky Puig to start your season. And this may actually, well, if you get something done early, it may help. But no Ricky Puig. And if you send Joveljic to Tigres, then you'll have some money that you can work on, a player to replace the Bishop and his goal scoring. So keep an eye on the Bishop and Joveljic and Tigres and LAG. So there you go. So Modiflow says Miggy warrants a return to the Twitch pitch. Don't be a stranger, Modiflow. Do not be a stranger. So we got that. On Evander, Portland and FC Cincinnati. Cincinnati is pushing to sign Evander with and this is where, remember, the intra-league funds and spending comes into play. So now, Evander, Portland, and FC Cincinnati, according to Bogert. Cincy is pushing to sign Evander with Acosta's discussions going on. Talks on not only Target, but Portland looking at David DaCosta of Lens, and Portland need a resolution soon. Evander could stay if there is no deal reached. So you're checking on that and all of the chess pieces involving Evander, Portland, and FC Cincinnati, and Lucho Acosta. So keep an eye on those. Now, Ben Jacobs, we'd mentioned what's going on with Boniface, and Leeds possibly chasing Cameron Archer. Matisse tells situations open. Spurs are pushing, prepared to buy permanently. Bayern will sell at 60 million euro. Also, and so Ben Jacobs is seconding the Tom Bogert with Emmanuel Latte-Loth. We mentioned Matisse Tell, Alakli, looking at Galeno. Okay, so we're up to date. Evander was just looking to leave. Match day, Puig is going to be out for a while with the ACL. He's going to be out for a while. It's going to be a big quest for Greg Vanney trying to figure out how to replace that firepower and that artistry. Oh, fantastic. Jackson Popkin not doing anything in class. So, David, good to see you. We'll see you tomorrow. So, flight trackers. Here, flight trackers. Jackson Popkin has apparently got a lead on something. I don't know if it. Well, Ricky, I don't know if it's faster to fly out of Paris than London, but Jackson, it might be close. One might be Newcastle. Just trying to figure out how to get out of Newcastle. Might be, So it looks like Jackson has found on Alexia's Instagram that they're on a plane, and I'm guessing Jackson thinks, oh, match day, Indonesia. Glad you're here. We're here for about another 10 minutes. First from Indonesia, and thanks for dropping by. We're always here in this particular time of day, so if you ever want to drop by and say hi and hang out. So Alexia posted a couple of pictures on her Insta, and Virgin Atlantic, FlightAware, Virgin, and so I guess Jackson is sitting there and looking at the insides of the plane, determining that it is a Virgin Atlantic flight and that it is coming to Atlanta. That's supposed to land tonight at 8:13 for Miggy tomorrow. See, I think, well, it looks like a Delta. It looks like Delta not Virgin Atlantic. It looks like a Delta inside. So I don't know. Jackson might be looking at the wrong plane. Because that looks like Delta over Alexia's left shoulder. Let's find out. So, Miranchuk. Yeah, well, I mean, Andy, come on. This is what we've done. This is not the first time that we have launched flight trackers chasing after people. There was the one transfer that happened where dude was met in the airport by 17s. I think Virgin Atlantic is a part. Well, actually, hang on. Let me check. As someone who is a member of that particular airline's frequent flyerness, and by the way, made silver medallion for the first time in my life. Okay, so let's check. All right, so no, I don't want to find my trip. I need to find like partners. Sky Club, Track My Bags, Maps, Studios, Delta Experience, Delta Partners. Okay, but I'm just looking over Alexia's left shoulder, and I'm seeing a Delta triangle. Delta Partners, Clear, Sky Miles, KLM, Korean. Yep, Virgin Atlantic. Okay. So, all right. So Jackson is there. All right. So Jackson's on it with a Virgin Atlantic flight out of de Gaulle. Yeah. So Delta 1 is over Alexia's shoulder. That's why I think it's a Delta plane. But the fact that Jackson is flight tracking does not surprise me. Look, I mean, with Alex, with Miggy Saba and Latte Lath, only one plan of action: run the ball. You don't need to tell Bobo about that. So Delta 1 over Alexia's shoulder, like I said, and this is where we are Zaprudering Instagram photos. So it looks like in the second Instagram photo, it is a Delta triangle. However, Virgin Atlantic, according to Jackson, we have discerned that Virgin Atlantic is a partner. Jackson Popkin has it linked to a Virgin Atlantic flight landing at 8:13 tonight, which would make sense time-wise. But that's not a Virgin Atlantic plane. Virgin Atlantic planes have the Virgin Atlantic insides. They have their own branding on the seats and everything, I would imagine. I would think Richard Branson would want the branding of Virgin on the seat behind. This is a Delta flight to me. And it is a Delta flight that is coming to Atlanta. But that's the key here. While I, if Jackson is onto something, Jackson's onto something. But I would think that if it is a Delta flight, it would have the Delta stuff over the shoulder. And if it was a Virgin Atlantic flight, it would have the Virgin Atlantic stuff over her left shoulder. So I would chase after all international flights from either Charles de Gaulle, Gatwick, or Heathrow to see what lands tonight, to see what's happening tomorrow. So, all of you in the Twitch pitch are doing the fantastic producer work that you do, trying to figure out if Latte Lath and Miranchuk played together at Atalanta, or they were paired together at least. They had the same crossovers. Yes, KLM and Air France are Delta partners. That is true. Okay, so the Delta partners include those folks. All right, so we've got that information that is there this morning. All right, quick. Gossip, rumor, and innuendo, what to watch, where to watch it, how to watch it, and if you guys are checking to see if Latte Lath and Miranchuk played together at Atalanta, then cool. Let me know. And let us all know in the Twitch pitch. Okay, so here we go. Gossip, rumor, and innuendo. Before we get out of here, what to watch, where to watch it, how to watch it. Okay. Gossip today. And we'll go around the stuff that we've already talked about. So, Arsenal expected to make an improved bid on Ollie Watkins to Villa. Manchester United tentative talks with Barca over a loan move with Rashford. Doubts over whether they'll be able to get it done over the deadline. Ajax interested in Ansu Fati, which could free up a spot to register Rashford because you've got to do an out before you do an in. Bayern and Dortmund have joined Spurs in the race to sign Southampton's winger Tyler Dibbling. That's from the three-letter paper. Take the information at your own peril. Both Arsenal and Chelsea investigating a move for Matisse Tell, Manchester United monitoring. Spurs, monitoring, 4-letter paper. Napoli have rejected a 65 million euro, 54.5 million pound bid from Galatasaray to make Victor Osimhen's loan move permanent. That's from Corriere dello Sport. Newcastle looks like they're first in line to Galway United to take youth international winger Kyle Fitzgerald, 18 years old. Napoli have informed Garnacho's representatives they would be open to try to sign him again if United reduced their demands. That's from Fabrizio Romano. We mentioned Steven Gerrard yesterday. Torino favorites to sign Cesare Casade with Lazio now out of the running. Leeds set to sign Matt Targett, Junior Firpo out of contract at the end of the year. Daniel Farke could get a boost by selling Sonny Perkins to Leyton Orient and Rasmus Christensen to Eintracht Frankfurt. Burnley looks like they might be getting a winger for about £3.5 million. Watford set to sign Eagle Selvik from Udinese. Middlesbrough move on Glenn Kamara could be off, linked with Sunderland, Burnley, and now Al-Shabaab. Sheffield United could get Stuart Armstrong. We talked about that. Sunderland trying to sign Evan Ferguson could be beaten up by West Ham. And QPR in talks with Chelsea over a loan on Harvey Vale. Now, what to watch, where to watch it, how to watch it, and anything else on your mind before we get out of here. So, like I said, kudos to Jackson for trying to chase down what's going on. What could be the arrival of Miguel Almiron at the airport. Ricky says it looks like they were at Atalanta at the same time, at least in the calendar focus. So what to watch, where to watch it, how to watch it. Once again, league stage, Europa ends today. So our friend Poppy Miller is going to be running the desk on Europa League Red Zone. FS2, U17 Women's Championship, Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis at 7 o'clock. The league we neither condone, endorse, nor promote has a match at noon. Fox Deportes, simulcasting. Honduras Liga Nacional Motagua and Marathon is at 8 o'clock for you hardcores. Europa League, Tudene and Unimas are showing Roma and Eintracht Frankfurt at 3 o'clock. All the 3 o'clocks are on Paramount Plus, and all the 3 o'clocks are on VIX. Let's get into juice boxes of your Europa Leagues just to give you favorites and to see what's going on. So according to Mataflow, Latte Loth basically getting loaned out rather than playing at the same time that Miranchuk was there. So, all right. So Europa League going on today. Andy Caps is doing some quality work, trying to see. It's probably the 7:30. Could be two flights. One lands at Hartsfield at 7:30, and one from Heathrow at 5:30. So 5-game overlap according to Ricky. So Europa League group phase, once again, everything 3 o'clock. Here we go. Ajax favored at a plus 133 over Galatasaray. Anderlecht a plus 127 at home against Hoffenheim. Roma minus 133 hosting Eintracht Frankfurt at a plus 350. Athletic Bilbao minus 217 hosting Victoria Pilsen. Braga favored against Lazio at a plus 125. Dinamo Kyiv minus 119 hosting RFS at a plus 313. Manchester United favored on the road at FCSB at a minus 167. Ferencváros a plus 143 hosting AZ Alkmaar. Lyon, big favorite, a minus 500 against Ludogorets. Maccabi Tel Aviv, a big dog at home to Porto at a minus 189. Fenerbahce, minus 109 at Midtjylland, who's almost a plus 295. Nice, Bodo Glimt, throw a blanket over it. They're within the margin of error around plus 154. Olympiacos, minus 303, hosting Karabag. Rangers, a plus 112, hosting Royal Union. Real Sociedad, minus 169, hosting PAOK at a plus 500. Slavia Prague, minus 185, hosting Malmo at a plus 465. Spurs, a minus 370, hosting Elfsborg at a plus 838. And FC Twente, minus 112, hosting Besiktas at a plus 265. And that changed while I was talking about it, going from 264 to 265. All right, so before we go, I'll let you guys talk to Matchday about this, considering Matchday is joining us from Indonesia. For now, which teams are the best in Major League Soccer in this era? That is for all of you guys to have the discussion with Matchday FC. Matchday FC joining us from Indonesia this morning. Once again, joining us morning our time. I imagine Indonesia, it's either very, very early morning or late at night. So for now, which teams are best in MLS in this era? So that's the question on the board. Obviously, you're looking at Columbus. You're looking at LAFC, Columbus Crew, LAFC. You're looking in this era, depending on how far back you go, you're looking consistently at teams like Portland. You're looking at, Seattle. Seattle would be in the discussion just for long term. Obviously, I know a lot of folks are looking at Inter Miami with what we've seen from Lionel Messi, and those would be the ones that I would list. And if anybody wants to come up with any others, please do. That's a part of our conversation here. Okay, tomorrow. Yeah, John does read everything. Kind of close. Well, because once again, I'm trying to do with both video and audio, and if folks are just listening, then I get myself in trouble by reading practically everything. So there you go. Welcome back, Modiflow, by the way. The return of Miggy brings the return of Modiflow. So glad you're back. Don't be a stranger. Tomorrow, once again, we'll see if we can catch up with somebody who leaked a jersey and leaked a signing and all about that. So what's Atlanta United done now, Ricky? Well, are they releasing more videos? Are they releasing more videos about today? Yes. Yeah. All the things. Everybody. Now, do we know anybody in the comments? Do we know anybody in the comments? Let's see. Let's see. Do we know anybody? Oh, it looks like writers and folks. Okay. Anyway, upper middle left. Upper middle left. There you are. Okay, there's Ricky. Need y'all to come hijack this now. So there you go. All right, hang on. It's like I had to look at it and stare. It's like I had to get out my glasses. I know. Oh, gee, nothing going on. Absolutely nothing going on. So, that's what we're staring at this morning. The return of Miguel Almiron. So Miguel Almiron is back, announced to the media tomorrow afternoon, 3:00, and we'll go from there. So tomorrow, all over the place, because Miggy's back. We got games. Birmingham. Remember, after the match in Birmingham. Oh, let me do the promos before we go. After the match is over at Protective, Matty Cruz and I are going to run point on a post-game show at Monday Night Brewing. We'll be there. For those of you that want to hang out, you can. We'll post it in one way or the other, I think. But I think we're going to have Kaylor Hodges there. Tyler Pilgrim's going to be there. And we might have some Birmingham Legion players that will be there as well. So Monday Night Brewing after the match, Saturday night. So at Monday night, Saturday night. Talking about Saturday. So we'll be there, and we will have that discussion about Atlanta United and everything else going all over the place. So that is on Saturday after the match at Protective on Saturday afternoon. Then, once again, we'll get you ready for everything else on the weekend. We'll talk things. We'll talk stuff. That's the official terms. Miguel Almiron is back. Looks like Emmanuel Latte Loth might be coming in. So Mate and Latte right there. It's written for you right there. Mate and Latte. That close. So once again, get the jersey at Olive and York. You help out a lot of our Soccer for Good components here in 2025. If you get the Soccer is Better in Atlanta sweatshirt with our friends at Grady Baby and Grady Baby Co., then what you can do is you help out middle school soccer programs attached to Atlanta Public Schools. Then you can. Oh, that reminds me. I've got to send the scarf to the person in Canton that I called. Marshall Island scarves available on the other side of this door. You can help out the Marshall Island Soccer Federation, and you can get the jerseys, the bucket hats. You get the scarves. You get the scarves from me, and I send them to you or I meet you. So that's what you're staring at. So that's what we're looking at now involving everything. And so that's how we're helping out, and that's how we're trying to do Soccer for Good here starting off 2025. Tomorrow, once again, Friday free-for-all. Everybody comes in who wants to talk about things, and we'll go from there. But once again, 3:00, Mercedes-Benz, Miguel Almiron gets reintroduced to the media here in Atlanta. So thanks for dropping by, and thanks to Match Day for coming by from Indonesia and hanging out. So as always, thanks for dropping by here at SDH. Mucha plati, y'all played safe. Back at it again, a little less than 22. And since it's the end of the show, I'll try to do this and try not to break